Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am NIK NIKAM. In this presentation, we're going to cover Trump-Vance agenda for 2025 through 2028. Let us look at all the things Trump promised during the election and some of the things which propelled him to have a landslide victory, not only for him and for many members of the Congress and House. Let us closely examine and see how well Trump will be able to articulate his plans into action. The first item upon which Trump ran and perhaps won the election is immigration reform. There are supposed to be 11 million illegal immigrants who have entered the United States since Biden opened up the border. Trump had promised throughout the entire election period that he would institute the largest mass deportation program in history. Well, it is easier said than done. There are certain laws which are already on the books, such as Remain in Mexico or sealing the southern border and cutting down any new immigrants and rounding up hard criminals and gang members that may be possible, ending birthright citizenship or deporting 11 million people will be a Herculean task and will have significant rippling effects all throughout the economy here in the United States. This is an overview of what Trump-Vance agenda for 2028 is, and in the second presentation I'm going to elaborate on illegal immigration, mass deportation, fact or fiction. So let us look at the next item on Trump's agenda, that is extending the tax cuts and expanding them along with new tax cuts for people who bring in jobs to the United States workers. Trump has expressed to lower the corporate tax rates from 21 to 15%, but you have to remember, other than the executive orders, most of these concepts and ideas have to be passed through the Congress and House. Since the Republican Party already has Senate and they are on the verge of getting the House, they may be in a much better position than if they had a divided Congress. The next item on Trump's agenda was bringing manufacturing jobs to the United States by giving tax incentives to companies that produce products in the United States and hire American workers. But we have to understand that creating new jobs takes a long time, resources, and willingness from the companies to take this active step in investing a tremendous amount of resources, time, technology, and people to get these jobs to be productive, paying the American wages. And this is a very favorite item which appealed to many people, and that is Trump's elimination of taxes on tipped wages, which really attracted the working class, the service industry employees, and also eliminating overtime pay. That really rang the bell in the lower working class people for working 2 or 3 jobs to keep their roof. And cutting taxes on Social Security benefits will be a great welcome by the seniors who are living from check to paycheck, or I shouldn't say it's not paycheck, but Social Security checks from month to month. It will be some relief which would help these seniors, and that perhaps probably helped Trump to gain some votes during this election. Economic policy, drill baby drill, was a sentence that was coined by Trump during an interview with CNN, and that has become the doctrine of his long bitter campaign with Kamala Harris as his running opponent. But nonetheless, I think during the Trump's first administration, the American system was producing more oil than what they needed. America was energy independent, and Trump wants to bring back those days. But however, we have to understand that drill may be easier said than done. As you talk to the experts, you realize that anything that we want to create new jobs takes a lot of resources, time, technology, and people, and money. But nonetheless, Trump will be able to reduce a lot of these unnecessary regulations, which also applies to the housing industry, and thus reducing the cost of construction and reducing the cost of housing because of two reasons. Number one, reducing the cost of transportation of goods, which is by bringing down the oil prices. And number two, by reducing regulations, you reduce the amount of money the businesses and the companies have to spend to get a product or a service to the market. Drill, baby, drill. And as I said, we're going to elaborate on each one of these topics in depth as we produce more videos. But in this video, as you can see, the West Texas crude was at $70.38. It costs almost $45 per barrel to produce oil here in the United States. Arab countries pump a lot of oil into the market and reduce the price per barrel, then it may become very competitive for the United States to produce oil within the United States when they can buy the oil for a cheaper price from outside. Rolling back regulations, which I think was a major stumbling block for any construction job or for companies to make progress. And I strongly believe that rolling back regulations that are unnecessary, that are taxing the employers, might help to alleviate some of the pressure of manufacturing and construction jobs. Climate, of course, climate change has been the hottest topic of the elections. Do not discuss in depth as much as abortion and border crisis. The cost of combating climate change runs into trillions of dollars, and Trump feels that a lot of these resources are put into this field without the rest of the world taking part in the climate changes. Of course, Trump does not believe in climate change expenses which the American taxpayers have to bear, while China, India, and other countries are pouring trillions of tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Education, potentially eliminating the Department of Education. They feel that the education should be at the state level, just like abortion. Eliminating the education department was brought out by Vivek Ramaswamy during the campaigning season, and this is another thing which Trump may consider. And more importantly, ending the federal student loan forgiveness program may be something Trump may be able to accomplish. Again, there will be legal ramifications for anything that is done that will dramatically have an effect on millions of people. It has to go through the Congress. It may be contested in the Supreme Court. We'll see how things turn out. This was a very deeply discussed topic. This is a topic on which Trump feels very strongly about preventing transgender men in women's sports, women's locker rooms, and along the same line, eliminating the sex change programs for minors and also for prisoners. Trump was strongly against the woke transformation of the United States during the Biden-Harris administration, And of course, the word woke has been used to describe liberal ideas and socialized lifestyle, which he strongly opposes. And we talked about transgender men in women's sports, which he wants to eliminate. And of course, a lot of things were said about abortion, that Trump will be, taking away women's rights and all this, which is kind of a far-fetched concept. As a doctor, I can tell you, no person is going to take away women's right for that matter, because there is what is called an informed consent, which most people don't understand unless you're in the medical field. The main point is that the decision about abortion has been moved to the state level instead of it being a federal law. Now let's talk about the foreign wars. We have war between Russia and Ukraine, which Trump says would have never happened if he was in the White House. And throughout the campaign, he had promised that he would end the Russia-Ukraine war within 24 hours. But I have to say that Trump has made significant progress in this field itself within the first week of his election. He has already spoken to Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky, and in fact, Putin has congratulated Trump on his election, and Putin welcomes any role the United States wants to play in bringing a resolution to the war. As a matter of fact, the latest information is that, in fact, Zelensky wants to meet Trump in the coming days to talk about a peaceful and meaningful resolution to this Ukraine-Russia war that has been ongoing for more than 2.5 years. We'll expand on this. As I said, each one of these topics will be discussed in depth with great research so that you have a better understanding of what Trump says and what he can accomplish. But I have to tell you that Trump is one of the few presidents who accomplished more than what he promised during his first term. So let us not forget that. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a quick overview of Trump-Vance agenda. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM from NNN Media. In the next presentation, I am going to do an in-depth exploration of Trump's border crisis, mass deportation, and its ramifications. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for NNN Media for just pure facts. No spin, no twist, no party bias. Or every point Trump has made, I will be talking about the pros and cons and let you be the judge as what is right. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next presentation on immigration, or I should say illegal immigration and mass deportation.